All right, let's talk about something you probably haven't thought much about, a secret conversation that's happening inside your body right now. I'm talking about the incredible, powerful link between the health of your gut and the strength of your muscles. It's a game changer, so let's dive right in.
So here's a wild thought. Is your gut actually controlling your strength? I know, it sounds a little out there, right? But the science is getting clearer and clearer. Those trillions of tiny microbes living inside your digestive system, they could be playing a huge role in how strong you are, how well you age, basically how your entire body functions.
Yup, your gut and your muscles are in constant communication. You can almost picture it like a biological hotline. So in this explain, we're going to trace that call. We'll figure out who the messengers are, what pathways they're using, and why this secret conversation is so critical for your health. Okay, so let's zoom out and start with a big picture. Scientists, of course, have a name for this. They call it the gut-muscle axis. And it's not just a one-way street. It's this really complex two-way dialogue that has a huge impact on pretty much everything, from your metabolism all the way to your muscle mass. You know, we tend to think of our gut bacteria, our microbiome, as just helping us digest our lunch. But it's so much more than that. It's an active player. It's involved in actually building and maintaining your muscles, influencing their size, how they work, how they use energy, the whole shebang. So you might be wondering, why is this connection getting so much attention from researchers all of a sudden? Well, a huge reason is it's linked to one of the biggest challenges we all face as we get older, losing muscle. And that brings us to a really important term, sarcopenia. Now, sarcopenia isn't just about feeling a little bit weaker as you get older. No, it's a real clinical condition. It messes with your mobility, your strength, your overall health. And guess what? It's looking more and more like our gut is a major player in this whole process. When scientists look at people with sarcopenia, they see a really clear pattern. Their gut microbiome is, well, it's less diverse. They're missing some of the good guys, the beneficial bacteria. This imbalance has a name. It's called dysbiosis, and it means their bodies aren't producing as many of these super helpful compounds. And we're definitely going to get to those in just a moment.
And this is absolutely critical to understand. It's a two-way street, 100%. It's not just that a messed up gut can lead to muscle loss, the reverse is also true. Poor muscle health and inflammation can actually change your gut bacteria for the worse. It's a classic feedback loop, where each one makes the other problem worse.
Okay, so if the gut and muscles are talking, how are they sending the messages? Like, what's the text message in this situation? Well, one of the most important messengers are these little molecules called short-chain fatty acids, or as we'll call them, SCFAs. And where do these SCFAs come from? It's actually pretty amazing. Your good gut bacteria make them when they munch on the fiber from the food you eat. So what you eat literally creates these little powerhouses. And they do incredible things. They help fuel your body, they calm down inflammation everywhere, and they help your muscles use energy more efficiently. They are the critical messengers in this whole conversation. All right, we've met the messengers, the SCFAs. Now let's talk about the delivery systems. How do these messages actually get from point A to point B? Turns out this conversation happens along three main communication lines: your nervous system, your hormonal system, and your immune system. Let's start with the first one, which is like a direct telephone line. It's the most high-speed, direct connection of the three, and that's your nervous system. Picture a dedicated fiber optic cable running straight from your gut to your brain. You've got these little sensors in your gut that are basically spying on your microbes 24/7. They're constantly checking in, seeing what they're up to, and they shoot that info straight up to the brain through a huge nerve called the vagus nerve. It's like a constant, real-time data stream telling your brain what's going on. Okay, pathway number 2, the hormonal system. Now, if the nervous system was a super fast phone call, think of this one more like the body's postal service. It's a little slower, sending out chemical letters, hormones, through the bloodstream that travel all over and have really widespread effects. And get this is wild. Your gut is actually the body's largest endocrine organ. It makes over 30 different hormones. Your gut bacteria can tweak these hormone signals, affecting things like your appetite or how you handle stress. And of course, we all know stress can mess with our gut. See, there's that feedback loop again. And that brings us to our third and final communication line, the immune system. I like to think of this one as the body's neighborhood watch. It's always on patrol, constantly monitoring for trouble and trying to keep the peace. So where do you think the headquarters for this neighborhood watch is located? The answer is pretty mind-blowing. A staggering 70 to 80% of your entire immune system is right there, in your gut.
That's just an insane concentration of power in one place. It means your gut's health is absolutely fundamental to your entire body.
So here's what happens. If that gut lining gets damaged, you've probably heard the term leaky gut, little bits of bacteria can sneak out into your bloodstream where they don't belong. This, of course, sounds the alarm. Your immune system goes on high alert, creating this low-level chronic inflammation that spreads everywhere. And that kind of inflammation is really bad news for your muscles. It can actually contribute to breaking them down.
Okay, let's bring this all home. We've talked about this hidden connection, what happens when it goes wrong, and the three main ways the conversation happens. So what's the big picture here? What should you really take away from all of this? Here it is. Your gut is not just a passive tube for digesting food. Not even close. It's a command center. It's this bustling hub of activity for your nervous system, your hormones, and your immune system. And the decisions made there send ripples out across your entire body, affecting everything, right down to the strength in your biceps. So to sum it all up, first, your gut and muscles are always talking. Always. Second, when that communication is disrupted by an unhealthy gut, it can speed up the muscle loss we see with aging. And third, this all happens through those three big networks: your nerves, your hormones, and your immune system. Just knowing this connection exists really changes how we can approach staying healthy as we get older. Which leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. We spend so much time thinking about the gym, about protein shakes, and all of that is super important for sure. But what if the next frontier in building strength and ensuring healthy aging isn't just about what we lift, but about the trillions of organisms living inside of us?